2016 Spanish GP. Coincidentally, he pushed Sebastian Vettel off the top of that record, who came second place in that same race. Ferrari are the only team to have raced in every single season of Formula One. One of the longest broadcasted races was also one of the shortest. The 2021 Belgian Grand Prix lasted only 3 minutes and 27 seconds, the race being flagged due to wet weather conditions on lap 3.
Hello, good morning, good evening, actually, if you're in the UK or in Europe. Welcome to Florida, Miami, for DRL EU Tier 1, first ever race of the season. We have a couple drivers out at the moment. I gave drivers a fair bit of time to put their setups on. I see Turbo Snail currently going for entered pole. If you're not aware what entered pole is, your first lap has to be on entered. You cannot get a lap on the dry tyre. So your first lap has to be on the intermediate. And if you set the fastest lap of the session, you get a bonus point. So you technically get around about 3 runs per session in qualifying. So you sacrifice a run, try and get into pole. So that's what he seems to be doing. Teammate behind is just going for a regular lap. Leo is also going for into pole. We have a couple of drivers here. Another one going for into pole. We have a McLaren moving out of the way. He is not doing into pole, but he's letting his teammate pass, Turbo Snail. We'll ride on board with Demo, who will be the first driver to kick off EU Tier 1. Right on board. Miami doesn't actually have, as far as I'm aware, any corner names yet. So all I'll be saying is turn 1, turn 2. So here we go through turn 3 of sector 1. Round the right-hander. It's quite a tricky corner coming up here at turn 4. I seem to love hitting the wall here for some reason. Touching the curb there can make me spin, but Demo's done it very nicely here. Hit the apex here, try not to go too wide and hit the curb on the outside. Very nicely done by Demo. He's got a purple middle sector, but first sector, but here's the first driver going round. So we'll see if who sets the fastest into pole. It'll be interesting to see how people do. I will just quickly be adding this guy to the session. There we go. Coming around the back straight, DRS zone. Around the back straight, sorry about that. A couple of drivers are a bit late to the session, as you can tell. Only 14 drivers here at the moment. We have I don't know if we have many reserve drivers, I know we have a couple, but coming round, and he's going to set the banker at 128.155. He's got a teammate right behind him who's setting his intermediate lap of 131.942. Pretty good lap on intermediate. Not too far behind his teammate. We have a Williams about to cross the line. Miguel puts himself into P2 with a 128.665, so not that bad of a lap. We have a Ferrari of the Dairy Gamer about to cross the line. However, he's going to put himself into P4. He also went for an entered lap. And McLaren put himself into P2 with a 128.315, but not a great lap from the Dairy Gamer with a 135. Dropped himself in a very awkward place there, moving out of the way of the McLaren, but he has moved out of the way. Turbo Snail currently leading with the entered pole. If you're only just joining us, entered pole, if you set the fastest entered lap of the session, you do get a bonus point. Bonus points here in DRL Driven Racing League. The bonus points we have is Derry Game looking a bit shaky going there, but doesn't really have much. Demo 99 retired from the session. Thinks his time is enough to do well. Johnny Gajo with on getting a lap on medium with a 129.684. giving back throwback to the Miami Grand Prix a couple of weeks ago with McLaren catching their laps on medium, probably being arguably one of the quicker car on medium, and where we saw Lando get his first win, which was a great day for us all. Seeing Max Verstappen finally crumble, but I'm sure loads of people were happy with that. We have Wabanocha put himself to P2 with a 128.239. We'll ride on board with this Alpine, Ryan Hyper, currently the lobby host. He's not going for an interlap this time. He did go for an interlap when he reserved on the Asia race on Saturday. He did also get the fastest interlap, but he's going to wrap himself around turn 19. He's going to put himself up into P9, so not that bad of a lap, but pretty solid lap. He'll have his teammate Il4G put himself into P7 for the 129.044. With the time trial that we've received in the past 2 weeks, a lot of time trial between loads of drivers, and the staff have been working really busy, and big respect to them all. But the grid here in EU Tier 1, and in fact all of the European tiers, is extremely close. We don't have all the drivers here today, a couple of absences, so we have a couple of reserve drivers from other tiers filling in, but when we have a full patch grid, it's going to be very tight, very quick drivers across the board. Still have a Ferrari and a Aston Martin yet to set their laps. We're going to ride on board with Federico Tespiedel. Doesn't seem to be fully pushing. Seems that his throttle seems a bit stuck, or he's not fully pushing the lap. Still a lot of drivers. Ryan will be coming into the pit, his teammate will be coming into the pit. Not many drivers on a lap at the moment. Leo has just started his lap, so we will ride on board with Leo at the moment. I think Leo is he's reserving tonight. I think he's tier 2 or tier 3. Not too sure, to be honest, but he's done sector 1 very nicely here. He's hitting all the apexes, coming around turn 7 and turn 8, where I normally go off the track and invalidate. You don't want to go too wide there, don't want to get too close to the wall. Now coming down the long straight, bendy, windy straight round the back. GRS open. A lot of overtaking opportunities here, going down into turn 11. Quite a lot of headwind here in real life, but I'm sure there's not such thing in F123. We have F124 coming out very soon. I think in about a week's time F124 comes out, so not too long left. Federico Tespiedel sector 155, but I don't think that was his quick lap. We'll switch over to him after we see Leo doing lap. There's a car in front that seems to be not moving out of the way at all, and that's a Williams of Miguel not moving out of the way. There might be a report coming through from Leo. Not good from Miguel in that situation there. He's going to wrap himself and improve to P11. We'll switch over to Federico, who's set a purple first sector without using his ERS. Just ride on board with this man here. He is set coming round the tricky middle sector. I didn't see what was set in the middle sector, but don't know how he's doing a lap without using any ERS. Unless my game's glitched out. No, it's not. He's genuinely doing a lap with no ERS. Oh, he's literally going into the pit. Okay, ignore me. We'll ride on board with Arvid. Currently sat in P4, not far off provisional pole or pole maintain. Demo seemed to be really happy with his lap. He retired early on in the session. Not sure if it was intentional. Turbo Snail had the entered pole, so he's got the bonus lap, bonus point there. Sorry, and he swept his teammate by a long shot by over 4 tenths quicker than teammates. So it's a hack dominance at the moment here in Miami. The American team doing very well in Miami here in EU Tier 1. Turbo now topping the timing board with a 127.692. Just not bad from him. Arbin now coming round turn 17 and turn 18. Quite a tricky corner. To be honest, I just don't really like this track. I don't really like any track in all fairness. Will he improve from P5? He is. He's going to improve to P4 with a 128.289. So, not bad. He did get a purple last sector, but not good enough in the middle sectors or any sector 1 to improve his time significantly. We'll ride on board with Paquino, who's coming through the tricky chicane section now. He's done that very nicely. Not too sure if he's done it. He's invalidated. Very unfortunate. We'll ride on board with Il4G, who's now currently setting a lap. Just below 7 minutes left of the session now. Here in EU Tier 1. I'm sure we'll be having more drivers join us for the Grand Prix in just over 10 minutes time maybe. I'm sure Yoni Gajo will be setting another lap, hopefully on soft tyres, maybe just getting a feel for a setup. I know a lot of drivers do that. They go out on intermediate or medium to hard during qualifying just to test their setup, just to see if they picked the right one. Obviously, Park Ferme, Yoni Gajo, while talking about him, does improve his lap to a 127.944 while we watch Il4G go a bit deep coming out of turn 15 coming through the chicane, but now back down the back straight. It's not looking like a great lap for him at the moment, but yeah, Yoni Gajo with a 127.944, so not far off. I say not far off, but currently 2 tenths off. Turbo Snail will ride on board with Il4G coming around. Will he improve from P9? We'll see. He crossed the line and he does improve to P7. So not bad. We have VT10. Long time no see. Very nice driver. Very nice guy, may I say, actually. I raced against him in another league, Purple Sector F1 league or something like that. A very good driver. Producing absolutely brilliant battles, may I say. But he clearly doesn't want to come out of the pits at the moment. He's too shy. Maybe because I'm talking about him, but Turbo Snail currently on an outlap. 5 minutes remaining of the session. Yoni Gajo just done his lap of the 127. Juan Benoa has just started his lap, so we'll ride on board with him. Currently P4 with a 128.239. He's going to have to improve significantly over 6 to 7 tenths to even reach the front row, let alone beat Turbo Snail. But track evolution around Miami is quite high. It's quite a relatively long track with a 5.4 kilometre long track. And obviously being in Miami, it's quite hot under the sun here. That's why you see a lot of palm trees around in the background, a lot of people in tank tops in Miami all year round. But it does produce a lot of bad weather over the winter. But yeah, track evolution here in Miami is quite insane. So we'll ride aboard Wabanoa. And he's done the chicane very nicely coming out of turn 15. He's hooked the car around the curve very nicely there. And turn 15 now, a foot to the floor. Try and get as much power behind his wheels without losing the rear end. Obviously open the DRS. And the best thing here to have tow from one of your teammates, someone else. But he's currently the only Alfa Romeo here in the session. He's going to heavy braking here going into Tier 2, Gear 2. Missed the apex. He's coming into the pit, not happy with the lap. Only 3 minutes 40 left in the session. Right on board with Turbo Snail. Will he be able to improve his lap? He's got a very good lap at the moment with a 127.692. Coming round now, turn 4 and turn 5. We've got yellow sector in sector 2. He's missed the apex slightly there, but he's done very nicely. Coming round sector 1. Will he improve his lap time from his first lap? No, he will not. Maybe a green or yellow sector. We have an Aston Martin going very slow ahead. That might be either Greg or Federico. I think it's one of the two. But Turbo Schnell doesn't seem to be doing that great this lap. He's invalidated. He's not going to be happy with that. With Johnny Gaggio just coming out of the pits now with only 2 minutes 41 seconds left on the track. Federico Tespiano coming around the final corner now down into gear 2 and to try and get on the power early there. I seem to be catching everyone when they're coming into the pit. Well, I'm really good at doing that, aren't I? Pretty sure this guy is not going to the pit. He's coming round into sector 2 now around the back straight. The windy straight. He's not currently in the point, but he's not far off. Currently 400 away from P10, qualifying P10, so he's not far off. McLaren moving out of the way in sector 2 for the Red Bull. Is that a Red Bull? No, it's not. We don't even have a Red Bull in the session. Obviously, we have our Drivers and Constructors Championship, but we also have a League Constructors, so all points from all teams get collected together, and there'll be a final winner in total. But still riding aboard with Paquinho, coming around heavy braking into gear 2, round turn 17. He's hit the apex a bit too much there, but we'll see, will he improve from P11? It seemed to be a very decent lap with a track evolution. He has. He's moved himself up into P9 with a 128.615, so not too bad. Turbo Schnell obviously invalidated his lap, so that is his qualifying over. Johnny Gaggio is the man currently chasing him down. 1 minute and 5 seconds left of the session. Letting the Ferrari through. He's going to want to let as many drivers through as much as he can, so gets as much track evolution as possible. Leo Coco has retired from session with a 131.130, so that's 2 drivers now retired from the session. We'll ride on board with Johnny Gaggio now for a final lap. Will he be able to improve and beat Turbo Schnell time? Heavy braking now into gear 3, coming around turn 1, windy sector of sector 1. Coming through, that's a Ferrari ahead of him, going a bit wide, letting the Mercedes through. Now here comes quite a tricky sector. You don't want to touch the curb too much, or otherwise you'll spin, especially on low traction control or even no traction control. Even if you have full traction control, you can spin very easily there. He's hooked, that's how I like to do. He's got a purple middle first sector, so he's improved a lot. Turbo Schnell is coming back out, but he's not going to have enough time. Oh, Willie. Now he's coming around the back straight, but I don't know if that's him or a teammate. It's not a teammate, he's coming around the back straight, but I don't think he's going to have enough time to come through the lap. Now here we're riding aboard with VT10, putting himself into P2 onto the front row with a 127.786, not far off Turbo Schnell. Turbo Schnell's qualifying is over. Johnny Gaggio now coming through the chicane of the second sector. Will he get a purple middle sector? Yes, he will. He's currently chasing down pole position of Turbo Schnell. He's looking very good at the moment. Now DRS open, foot to the floor, up into gear 8. He does not want to mess up this last sector now. He's looked very promising. Only 3/10 to improve. Track evolution here, I did say, is very, very promising. Coming around hooked turn 17 and 18 very nicely. Will it improve from P3 for the first session of EUT1? And he has. He's knocked Turbo Schnell off pole position with a brilliant time there today, and Turbo Schnell dropped off the front row of the grid. Arbon with a 127.513, but congrats to Johnny Gaggio with a 127.486. Brilliant lap time from the drivers. Will be a very interesting race to see how they go, but Demo shouldn't have been too confident. I don't know if he was confident or seemed to crash out, but very unfortunate. He seemed to be doing very well, but very good qualifying session for the first EU Tier 1. Will be very interesting to see how the race goes. Brilliant stuff. We have Aston Martin didn't really have a great session, neither did the Ferrari. Ferrari's in P14 and P12, so not great from the Ferrari team. They're going to have to work quite hard to fight back into the points for their tier and for the league constructors. But here is the lineup. Looking a bit cloudy in the background, so potential maybe a bit of rain for the race. That'll be very interesting, but that is qualifying over, and we are only minutes away from our first ever EU Tier 1 race here at Miami. We are underway with a formation lap. Miguel has left the session. Not too sure what's happened there with Miguel, but we are underway. We have Dragon joining us. He was late to the session, so he missed out on qualifying, so he's going to be starting from the back of the grid. Let's get our spectator menus and the tyres strategies are very interesting. Arbin, front row of the grid, starting on hard tyres, so it will be interesting to see how he lays out this race. Hard tyres around Miami don't seem to normally work too well for me. Quite a hard, tricky tyre to get warmed up around Miami. We have the majority of the drivers, 13 drivers, starting on mediums, so that's going to be a good fight between all the drivers. Arbin letting Johnny go ahead to let his tyres cool down. Hype Reapers, Ryan, is the only driver to be starting on soft tyres. He's going to want to be getting a good start in the session. He seems to not be happy with his qualifying pace in P13, but I reckon he had a good chance to get a point here. He got his staff and fellow friend ahead of him of Dairy Gamer. Will be quite an interesting race from P1 all the way down to P15. We saw how close qualifying was, so I'm sure the race will be even better. As long as it's better, here we see the possible race strategies: mediums onto hard, or Arbin likes to go hard onto mediums. We're rounding off the final corner, penultimate corner now, final corner, for the drivers to start the Miami Grand Prix. Not sure if Miguel has received another invite or not. Arbin seems to be really eager to be wanting to get away with this and start the Grand Prix, but here we go. Wait for the Red Bull that missed out qualifying to round off the grid here. A couple drivers being disqualified from their grid spot, but all drivers line up to their grid spots where the sun-soaked, blaring hot streets of Florida. Here we go. EU Tier 1 Miami Grand Prix. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 red lights. Driver's engine's gone, and it's lights out and away we go. Johnny seems to be getting a really good start on the McLaren. Seems to be watching Miguel, obviously disconnected. Seems to be going very clear through turn 1 and turn 2. A couple of driver position changes at the moment, but Johnny Gager still takes the lead over Arbin. Turbo Snell seems to want to really get past Arbin at the moment. Arbin's going to be very slow on his hard tyres. Good fighting there. Turbo Snell is really wanting to get past Arbon as quickly as he possibly can. He missed out on his final qualifying lap, which he's not going to be happy with. Just over by 10 seconds, but he's eager to get past, deploying ERS straight away. He's trying to get rid of all of it. He wants to get past Arbon, and he's cleared him. Arbon is not going to fight that one back. Here, Alpine trying to fight farther the way down. I saw a bit of contact. Wabunda has dropped quite significantly down the field. I'm going to send Miguel a message. Turbo Snell has got past Arbon, and he's wanting to get past Johnny Gaggio now, coming down the back straight. DRS is not open for another 3 laps in this race, but he is neck and neck going into this corner. Johnny does have the inside line. He's going to squeeze him wide. Good fighting between the two. Johnny Gaggio still has. We're going to ride a ball with Arbon. It's got the best view, best seat in the house. Johnny Gaggio does take the fastest lap. Turbo Snell potentially going around the outside of turn 1. Will he make the move stick, or will he try and get a switch back? No, he will not. Johnny Gaggio defending really nicely here against Turbo Snell. He's looking very, very impatient. Johnny Gaggio has a massive ERS advantage on 73% on the hat at the moment. But Turbo Snell looking absolutely eager to get past the Mercedes as quick as he can. He really wants to take the lead of the race. But he seems to be dropping off a tiny bit behind the McLaren. The Mercedes, McLaren is not trailing that far behind. He's actually catching up to the hat. Will he make a move down here going into turn 11? He's backed out of it, but Johnny Gaggio's locked up, and there goes VT10 Ultra into the back of Johnny Gaggio. It's chaos going on here. VT10 has lost a front wing going into the rear-ending Johnny Gaggio, and it's just chaos all happening all at once. Frederick Tipietto is crashing in the hairpin. Turbo Snell has taken the lead. VT10 has got a 5-second penalty for a major collision with Johnny Gaggio, which will go to Stewart after the race, but Demo's going to fight back his teammate, and Turbo Snell has conceded the position to his teammate. Demo has taken the lead. He's retired from the qualifying session, but he's taken the lead. VT10 Ultra has made the move on Turbo, but I think he's going to be pitting with that front wing damage. Indeed he is. Wabunda has improved and regained what he had lost. He's back up into P3. DRS is now enabled. Turbo Snell is dropping significant time to a teammate in third place, which his teammate has just set the fastest lap of the race. Greg just overtaken Leo coming out of turn 1, but Leo going very wide there. Turn 3. Surprised he didn't lose front wing. Durant Dragon get past him very nicely there through turn 5 and turn 6, sector 1. Very nicely done for him. Seems to be Leo might have some front wing damage. Miguel still not in. I'm going to see if he sent me a friend request. He has sent me a friend request. I will invite him now, wherever he may be, and then we'll get back to the commentary. Here we go. Miguel is re-invited. He's currently in ghost driving. Turbo Snell caught up to his teammate again. His teammate looking very shaky coming out of the chicane of sector 2. Turbo Snell is going to have the DRS on his teammate. Teammate's going to be left very vulnerable. I know his teammate is going to have DRS. But the two Haas drivers are looking very shaky with one another. Miguel has been re-invited to the session. There's been a lot of contact for the drivers. VT10 has got rid of his penalty. Johnny Gaggio has overtaken the Aston Martin going through, and that is contact from the Alpine on the Aston Martin. Very ambitious dive bomb from L4G. Aston Martin is not going to be happy with that one, but a lot of questionable driving. Hopefully one of the staff members are watching this stream, so they can figure out who's the verdict. Turbo Snell is all over the back of his teammate, going to want to get past him. He's used a lot of his ERS already. It's only lap 4 out of 29, may I say, and he's only got 15% ERS left. Couple of drivers spaced out now due to a lot of contact. He's going to go down the inside of his teammate. Seems to be a lot of team ordered going on here, but he's not going to give that one up. Nah, maybe he will. But they are fighting, and they're losing time to one another. To the Alfa Romeo, who's caught up right behind him. Got a magnificent view. Turbo now looking a bit shaky coming out of turn 15 there, but Johnny Gajo has crawled up back into P4 after getting rear-ended. I think Crash is going to have a direct advantage on his teammates. There doesn't seem to be any fighting, and there seems to be team ordered very well between the Hack team. The American team doing very well in America race. Something you'd never need, to be honest. But they're doing well. Wabahunda is currently sitting behind the two of them. The Alpine currently sat behind the AlphaTauri. Another driver close to another one. VT10 just overtaken. Side by side, actually, may I say, with a Aston Martin, who don't have a penalty for being in the pit lane. He's going to have DRS. He's going to make the move going into turn 1. Yes, he is going into down the inside. Is he going to make the move stick? Well, right on board. No, he's not. Frederick Tapino managed to keep the move around the outside. VT10 not looking as quick as I thought he would be here in Miami. I did have high expectations. Turbot now does retake the lead over his teammate. Babunda is still there. EUT1 has overtaken Paquinho. Right on board with VT10, who's now going to have an ERS advantage and a DRS advantage over the Aston Martin, who's currently on hard tyres. It's going to be very slow, but VT10 cruising past very easily past the Aston Martin. But it doesn't seem like he wants to give that one up, but he had. Wabunda is now very close to the Hackett, has been very close for quite a while. Turbo's now looking very shaky with his rear end there, coming out of the final corner. Been a good race so far, apart from whatever happened during lap 3. Pure chaos in sector 2. No idea what happened. It's been alright since then. But what the Hack team don't want is a collision between these two when they have the opportunity to score brilliant points for the team. And one of the only teams that have two cars in a very good position at the moment. The two Ferraris are nowhere near each other, letting him past again. Turbo Snail is completely deflated of ERS at the moment, only 10%. Demo crash on 30. Wabunda has conserved the DRS very nicely, and it's just stuck behind the two Haas drivers. There's no need to push too aggressively or anything. They're doing the damage to each other, the two Haas cars, and he's gaining time to Johnny Gajo ever so slightly, but don't know if you're going to deploy any ERS here to try and get past Turbo Snail. But they're quite close to Demo Crash. Going to ride behind. He might be able to get both drivers here. Definitely might be able to get Demo, but he's not going to. He doesn't seem to be wanting to fight the position. Alpine making another move stick on Paquinho. Demo Crash going to be making another move, but Wabunda's very close as well to the Hack. With the AlphaTauri going down the inside of turn 1, he's going to make the move stick. He's very nicely move, and he has got the move stuck. Alpine's going to fight that one back, but I don't think he has that much chance. Doesn't seem to be as quick as Paquinho. VT10 currently trailing behind Miguel by 10 seconds. Is Miguel back in the session yet? No. I'll send him another invite. If he's still online. Is he still online? Hello? He's gone off. I'll send him another invite. Oh well. So these two are fighting again. The Alpine's got back past the AlphaTauri, but he's gone off the track. AlphaTauri's gone very wide coming round the hairpin of turn 12. These two seem to be fighting very well. Wabunda still trailing behind the hack. Johnny Gazo's in a world of his own currently in P4. There's a yellow Sector 3 further behind. And that's a Ferrari, I think it is, of Leo spinning around. He's not going to be too happy with that one. Currently on, just pitted on the softer tyre. The AlphaTauri has reclaimed the position. Constant swap between these two drivers. Doing a lot better than the Asia tier race at the moment. We still have all the drivers left so far. In the Asia race, we had a safety car in turn 1. That's plastically breaking. Very much plastically breaking. But the Aston Martin looking very close to VT10. Arbon currently setting the fastest lap with a 1:31.086. Another yellow flag further behind for the two Ferraris. Two Ferraris not looking ever so greatly in this race. Turbo Snail once again going to get past Demo Crash. These two fighting again, but he's not going to want to give that one up. These two are fighting very nicely. Wabba Noah still just sitting behind these two half cars with a huge ERS advantage. Turbo now currently on 17% ERS. Demo Crash on 99, 20%. And Wabunda just chilling. No need to make any aggressive moves. His time will come. He knows that Hack won't be able to double stack with how close they are, so he's going to get an advantage over one of them. Which one of them he wants the advantage over, not too sure, but we'll go back to this fight here actually, because these two seem to be swapping position quite a lot. Fighting very well though, may I say. Very nicely done. Leo was pitted again. He really didn't like those hard tyres. They've pitted onto soft tyre. Frederick, another driver currently in a fight. The Alpine is trailing behind the AlphaTauri, but it's Aston Martin not trailing behind this one. Still over the back of VT10. VT10 looking very shaky. Coming out of turn 3, going to lose a lot of time here. Maybe go down the inside here. Coming out of sector 1, tiny bit of contact with the front wing. Very nicely kept clean between the two drivers. That's some very nice racing there. Wabunda still behind the two half cars. Frederick Pedo. We just had a Ferrari crash. Leo again. But we're going to have the Aston Martin go round the outside with the hard tyres going into turn 11, and he's got the move stuck. Very nicely done. We'll go back to Wabunda. Still watching these two drivers fight ahead. No need to use any of the ERS. Pulling significant time advantage over the Alfa Romeo. Turbo now dived into the pit, and that gives Wabunda now the advantage to shake, and he's deploying. He's deploying, and I don't blame him, he's deploying. And what tyres will Turbo now pull on? Will he put on the hard tyres? Will he go onto the soft? He is putting on the hard tyres now. Wabunda will now be chasing Demo 99 to get past to try and either make this an outlap or try and go as long as he can. Demo 99 not looking that great at the moment. I think Wabunda is now going to deploy. He is. He's now deploying. He's going to want to get past this half car, and he's going to want to get away from his half pairing and not stay behind him any longer. Got the DRS open. He is going to go around the outside. There is a Ferrari back marker in front. Has got to concede the position. Not quick enough for Wabunda, but I think Wabunda is now going to be pulling away from Demo Crash. Ferrari ahead, currently ghosted for being a back marker. Leo is quite far behind. Paquinho and this Alpine of IT4 still fighting. Turbo Snail currently comes out. He came out in P7. GR Ned just got a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. So a lot of interesting fights going on in this race at the moment. Demo Crash isn't seeming to be keeping as close as he would like to be, as he was with his teammate. His teammate currently on a hard tyre, not gaining significant time on the car ahead. No, scrap that, he is actually. Noah Bunda is going to be deploying a lot of ERX to try and get away from the hack pairing. Leo has now got another 3-second time penalty for multiple track limits. Obviously, if you don't know, if you cross the white line of the track, obviously 3 times from the penalty. Can't be doing that, can't be making your own track. These two are fighting once again. However, upon fighting this time, there is a safety car, and Turbo Snail is now in danger. Demo 99 and Wabunda stayed out. Both cars stayed out, and now the advantage of the safety car pit stop, which reduces the pit time by just over half, or just below half. But Turbo Snail is going to be in danger, potentially. Demo seems to be slowing him down a lot. Want to try and give a teammate as much advantage as possible. But I wouldn't be surprised if these two drivers go into the pit, as well with Johnny Gager diving into the pit onto the hard tyres. I think most of the drivers will be going into the pit for the hard tyres. Not too sure if Turbo Snail will be coming in, or if he's going to stick with the hard tyres. If I was him, I would personally come in and put on medium tyres, but he doesn't seem to want to be doing that. As we can see, Demo, Wabunda, Johnny Gager on the hard tyres, but Turbo Snail managed to... No, he has not! Johnny Gager managed to stay ahead with the safety car, which Turbo Snail is not going to be happy about at all. So these four at the top have been fighting very nicely so far, so hopefully they can keep it up. I'd say not many laps left, still a fair amount of laps left. It's going to be interesting. The top 9 drivers currently on hard tyres. The only driver to be on 2-lap 1 tyres is Turbo Snail, who pitted before the safety car, who was currently fighting his teammates for the lead of the race. We'll see if he can fight his way through the field. I know Johnny Gager. Oh, Wabanoa had left the session. Not too sure if that was an intentional leave of the session. I'm just going to quickly check my chat if he wants another invite. You were doing very well. Don't think that was intentional. I'm going to quickly check Alfa Romeo. Safety car still going on. Hopefully AI does not pit. Hello. How's the chat going on? We will be live streaming on the DRL YouTube channel once we get it activated and verified. I sent in the verification. And just waiting. I think we might need a certain amount of subscribers. I think it might be like 50 or something, but we will figure that out sooner rather than later. So we get all of you over to there. Yeah, I am commentating. I think you probably would have realised that by now. Nearly an hour in. Yeah, just people talking about the race. Still under the safety car. Nothing is heard back from Wabanoa. Haven't heard anything at all. Don't know if he's coming back. But yeah, Miami. A very interesting track. Oh, he's back in. He's back. He's rejoined the session. Back into second place. So, very big job for him. If you haven't heard by now, Formula 1 is adding another American track to the calendar. We currently have COTA, Miami, obviously, Las Vegas, which isn't that bad of a track, and they will be adding Chicago. Sooner rather than later, we're going to have about 40 races in a season, just all out America. Wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. But here we go, two drivers wanting to get underway. Wabanoa was looking quicker than Demo. Just when will Demo go? It's a question. Johnny Gaggio is also eager. These three drivers have had a very good start, but Turbo being caught napping. Wabanoa having a brilliant start, not deploying too much here, not wanting to just yet. With Johnny Gaggio potentially nearly getting around the outside of turn one. He is going to back out that one, but we are going to ride on board with him. He is looking very eager. We have a Aston Martin getting past and an AlphaTauri. We will go back down there to see what is going on. A couple of fighting going on here. We'll ride back on board. Turbo now has regained his time loss that he had lost during a safety car restart. A lot of drivers moving around in the middle of the field at the moment. We have an Alpine going round the outside of the Aston Martin, potentially going down the inside here of turn 11. No, he's not. There would have been a very nice move on the McLaren. Arbon not having a great race, in all fairness. I think he qualified P2 if I'm not mistaken. Turbo Snail, who was looking very promising to be in the fight for the winner of the race. Obviously, we've had our first winner of the league, which was AVFC Walpole for AF Tier 1, and we watch nearly Johnny Gaggio go down the inside of turn 14, and he hit the wall coming out the penultimate corner, which is not going to do him any good or any favours. Yellow flag further back down in the field. That's the two Alpines at the back of the field. Not sure if they had contact with each other. Arbon gaining another position, but VT10 going down the inside, not letting him get past. Wabanoa had lost a lot of time to Demo, which gives me the thought that he might have slight front wing damage from the contact with Johnny Gaggio. Doesn't seem to look like it. We're right aboard with Johnny Gaggio, which seems that his wing is okay for now. But Wabanoa looks very slow compared to the Hack driver currently leading the grid. No DRS yet still, but he is going to go down the inside of turn 11. Wabanoa can't even find that one back, but it might be a switchback going round the outside of turn 12. He's going to make that one stick. Not enough space, unfortunately. Very nicely closed the door by Johnny Gaggio, but Johnny Gaggio looking very slow coming out of turn 15 here. They seem to be losing significant time to the leader at the moment, with Federico Tespiezo leaving the session, only in 10th at the moment, but Turbo now trailing quite a while back. Johnny Gaggio catching up to Demo at the moment, and Wabanoa managing to stick with him. Arbon at the moment very close to VT10 Ultra, fighting for the 5th position. DRS is now enabled. Just about 14 laps remaining of this Miami Grand Prix of EU Tier 1. EU Tier 2 is tomorrow. I do not know the track off by heart, but I'm sure it'll be great. Same time, play, unless I get the YouTube channel working. Would love to. Wabanoa dropping behind Johnny Gajo slightly, but Johnny Gajo going very slightly wide coming out of sector 1. He should be very slow coming out, with Wabanoa going to have the DRS advantage. I don't think Johnny Gajo will have any DRS, nor does he have any ERS. Johnny Gajo currently struggling with 6%, pushing Wabanoa wide into the wall, which isn't that great, but Wabanoa is not having none of it. Going down the inside of turn 11, brilliant move from Wabanoa. They've lost a lot of time now, 1.7 second gap to the leader. Demo just going to have to keep his cool at the moment. Turbo Snell has now joined the fight. Johnny Gajo looking very slow, coming out of turn 16. He's going to go round the inside. That made no sense, but he's got the move. Stuck, and that was very dirty from the Mercedes. But Turbo Snell going down the inside of the final corner of turn 17. Made the move signature. He got the move done. That was all to blame on the Mercedes. No one else to blame but himself. Johnny Gajo getting a 5-second penalty for being in the pit lane. Very surprised he didn't lose his tyre there. We do have standard damage on, if I'm not mistaken. The man that joined qualifying very late, that was forced to start at the back of the grid of P15, and made his way through the field very quietly. I haven't really been spectating him that much, but he's on the medium tyre. Paquinho on a hard tyre in front of him. He's going to be quick on the restart, and he's done well. P6 from P15, 17 laps, with all the chaos that's been going on. Very good. Not too sure if Miguel had rejoined. He had not. Turbo Snail had pitted. He'd taken a gamble. Not too sure if he had wing damage, but he had pitted. And he conceded his position of what that was of P2. And conceded it for P9. But he will be not that much quicker than the other drivers. It's only a 5-lap difference. And Miami's quite a difficult track to navigate around. Overtaking opportunity is not too bad through the DRS straight, but through sector 1, very tricky to overtake. Sector 2, through the chicane of 14 and 15, all from turn 11 to 16, quite tricky. So it will be interesting to see how this race folds out. Hype Reapers going on to soft tide, and another person also going on to soft tide is the Mercedes of Johnny Gajo. He's currently sat behind the man that he had contact with, which made him lose the front wing. So might be a bit of aggressive driving between these two. I think upon the restart we might have to watch these two rather than the front runners, because I think this might be a tad bit more entertaining than what's going to be going on at the front. Wabanoa have been looking quick all evening. Very good from him. Wabanoa demo, Turbo Snail been looking very good. Johnny Gajo had been looking good, but not too sure what happened there on the back straight. He seemed to turn into the hack. Not too sure if he ran out of room or whatever, but what an interesting one. I'm sure we'll get a report to the steward chat room after the race. I'm sure we'll get plenty. Arbon has creeped his way back up as well, may I say, from I think it was P2, if I'm not mistaken. Indeed it was penalty wide. Dairy Gamer currently in 7th place with a 3-second penalty, but there's enough lap to bridge the gap of that penalty if there's no other safety car. Turbo Snail also had a 3-second time penalty. So it's going to be very difficult now for him to make his way through the field, avoid another penalty, and try his best to get a podium. But with that 3-second penalty, it's going to be difficult for him. Johnny Gage as well with a 5-second penalty, which isn't going to be great for him. Obviously, we have the 2 front runners that are eager to go, but I think I might be a tad bit more interested in this fight between Johnny Gage and Turbo. Not too sure about the chat, but we will ride on board. Miguel Dai looking shaky. Turbo now has got a good start on Johnny Gage. Arbon looking quite close to VT10 actually, may I say. Not many drivers close to each other. Haas really wanting to get past the Ferrari here. That's almost an ideal replica of what we saw with Logan Sargent around Miami. But now, Turbo Snail has dropped to the bare minimum of the point. And that is a quali ban for Turbo Snail. Yeah. I can understand why you're mad. I can understand. Turbo Snail is not very happy at the moment. Yeah. But an intentional retirement on the track is a quali ban. But surprisingly, not actually a fight between Johnny Gage and Turbo Snail. Was actually a fight between Turbo Snail and about 3 other drivers. Anyway, at least we get to watch the front of the grid now. 11 laps remaining of the Miami Grand Prix. My laptop is about to die. Let's plug that in, shall we? Not really much else to... I just talked about everything under the last safety car. And less than a sector in, there's another safety car. I don't really know what much else to talk about. I got a McDonald's for tea. That was pretty good. If you're only just joining us, Turbo Snail obviously had did an intentional retirement from the session. I don't blame him for being angry. I would also be angry, but unfortunately rules are rules. An intentional retirement is a quali ban. But yeah, I got a McCrispy. Lovely bit of lettuce and mayonnaise, and very nice. They also had garlic and cheese bites. I think they're new. I think they've had them before, but they're back. They're bloody lovely, I'll tell you that. Oh, I've got some chicken select which I'm saving here for lunchtime tomorrow. What else did I have? Chips were lovely. Chips were fresh. If you want to know when your chips are fresh, they're the most saltiest from McDonald's. I literally don't know what to talk about. The safety car has just happened. I mean, I'll go through the grid again. Alpine are looking very good together. Currently P5 and P6, Hype Reaper. Done quite well with himself, actually, may I say. Started P13. Done quite well. Just the 2 bottom drivers at the moment, P12 and P13. Dairy Gamer with 3 seconds and GR Dead with a 3 seconds as well. Tyre wear, Ryan does seem to have a good advantage at the moment on the other driver. Soft tyres, about when the safety car comes in, about 8 laps remaining when the safety car comes in. very doable on soft tyre. He had a good chance to get a good bunch of points. Both Alpines are looking very good. Just then at the start of the race, both Haskins looked brilliant. That in P1 and P2. But it's very unfortunate. Just anger. Anger beats the best of us, may I say. But it's all switched around now. The only team with 2 drivers remaining, Alpha Tauri, Aston Martin, Alpine. If I'm not mistaken, that's it. Haas did have 2 drivers, but I've just spoken about that. Ferrari haven't been looking great this evening. Throughout the beginning of the race, they're both P15 and P14. They're not great from them. Dragon seemed to have dropped from P6 to P10, but I don't know how I'm only just realising this now. A lot of drivers have pitted for new soft tyres. Johnny Gauger was pitted for new medium tyres, just to be on the more cautious side. The soft tyres are going to burn, but we're going to have 8 laps of racing here at Miami to decide who will be the first winner of EUT1. Please don't be another safety car, because we just had 2 in a row. But let's see how Demo Crash, will he get a good advantage off Wabanoa? We'll see. He's looking very eager to get it on. But he's gone. Coming across the line now. Frederick has left the session, so VT10 will have this car very easily going into turn 1. A lot of drivers will have Frederick done very easily. So that's Derain up. Johnny Gauger going down the inside of turn 3. Very nicely done from Johnny Gauger there on a medium tyre, showing that he doesn't need a soft tyre to show his worth. So the medium tyre might actually be the better tyre for him. He did come out on the medium tyre during qualifying, but that might just been for a setup. But that might just been a little tester, a little showcase of VT10 and High Preep going side by side. They're still going side by side going into turn 11. But I think VT10 just had the advantage over High Preep. High Preep is going to have to concede that one. Very nicely done. The 2 Alpha Tauris are now sandwiched between the Alpine. Johnny Gauger with another penalty. That now increases him up to 8 seconds now. Demo, as we watch VT10 get past his teammate, the soft tyre working on VT10's car, and may I say, with 7 laps remaining, I might call it, and I might say VT10 might win the race. If in all honesty, he's a brilliant driver. He's just taking a fastest lap, as I said, that 1:30.385, looking absolutely brilliantly. The Alpine in front of him, and 3 drivers currently sat on the podium position, all on 11 laps worth of time. Pequeno behind him. Arbon had lost a lot of time, been gaining. He's overtaking Wabanoa. Wabanoa looking very slow. And here goes VT10 down the inside of IG4. And that's another position gained. Virtual safety car in sector 1. VT10 looking very quick at the moment. Currently less than 3 second gap to the leader. Let's have a look. 4.3 second gap to the leader at the moment. Driving looking very good at the moment. Pequeno dropping down the field with those tyres on 11 laps at the moment. Johnny Gauger is going to be very quick, but he does have, if I'm not mistaken, a 8 second. No, only 3 seconds. So we did manage to get rid of it. 5 second time penalty. Virtual safety car still going on, but it seems to be there might be a safety car. It is a safety car. We can see the safety car on the track. should I just like do some uni work while it's like a safety car or something? Like, I don't actually know what to talk about during a safety car. I mean, when there's so many during a race. Oh, my girlfriend's just given me a biscuit off McFlurry. Oh, let's go. Pretty nice actually. When there's so many safety cars, not too much. Albon is pitting. Maybe getting rid of those medium tyres, 4 soft tyres, and he is doing that. That is what he's doing, and Dragon is also coming in to the pit, which I presume to put on the medium tyres as well, soft tyres. A lot of drivers coming in. These two are run by AI. Dairy Gamer just DNF'd under the safety car. More impressive than anything. How you do it under a safety car than not under a safety car. But VT10 on 4-lap old soft tyres. Not long left in the race. Not too sure what his track limits are currently sat on at the moment. But there he is wiggling the wheels. Hello. Currently sat in P3. He's looking good. He's looking good. Looking very promising as well at the moment. 2 drivers ahead of him. Both on hard tyres. Both 12 laps old. Demo and Webinar both looking very quick, but I've called it. I've called it, and I did say VT10 is going to win this race. Looking even more likely now, if you don't spin it. But yeah, only 3 DNF at the moment. That McFlurry was lovely, I'll tell you that. Only moment, both Ferraris are out. They did not have a good evening, both starting quite far down the field in qualifying. And both now out of the race, so no points for Ferrari here in Miami. Haas were looking good, but not anymore. Team looking the best at the moment is Alpha Tauri, VT10, currently sat in P3, with the ability to take the first victory of EUT1, and Paquinho and teammates not far behind him, but might be a tad bit slow on the hard tyres. 13 laps. Going to be difficult for Paquinho to keep the drivers behind, with Johnny Gaggio 5 laps. But Johnny Gaggio does have a time penalty. May I say, so he can stay within the 3-second gap of Johnny Gaggio and Giordano. Then could potentially get P5. Albon and Derain switching position. Not too sure why that happened. But these two are on brand new tyres, Albon and Dragon at the moment. Dragon just got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flag. So that might be something. What the safety car almost took out Dragon. What is going on? What's going on? If it is a safety car glitch, this may be the end of the session. We will have to see. There's no point gathering 12 drivers together for a 3-lap race. No, but I do want to see VT10 win though. I can't lie. What is the safety car doing? Does anyone know what the safety car is doing? I'm going to read my chat actually. What is VT10, can you hear me? Wiggle. Yeah, seems to be a glitch. Safety car still stopped on the track, or safety car has started moving again. Okay, we got back underway. Not sure if the safety car is going to come in this lap now, or a couple lap time. Nice, I've just missed my mouth with my Coke. I now have Coke all over my Red Bull shirt. Let's go. We're going to have 3 laps of racing to determine. I said this about 3 laps ago. We have 6 laps of racing, and now we have 3 with another safety car. Right, we are going to have, though, in the hope that there's no more safety cars, this man currently chasing the first ever win of the European tier. Demo trying to VT10 looking very shaky there, but he's looking very quick compared to Wabano. He's deploying all of his DRS to try and get past, going into turn 1. He's going to go round the outside of Wabanoa. He's going to get the move stuck. He has got the move stuck on Wabanoa now. It's only been 1 corner, and he's still in the fight, chasing down Demo 99, looking absolutely flying, this man at the moment. And he's going to send it coming out of turn 2, sector 2, and he has sent it on Demo 99. He's taken the lead. He didn't even need 3 laps, he just needed 2 sectors to take the lead. Alpine, who were looking great, with High Preepers now spinning around, but Demo's not going to give this one up, fighting this one back. Again, VT10 Ultra. VT10 Ultra not going to be happy with that one. Demo obviously inevitably wants to get the win in remembrance of his teammate, but looking very shaky there coming out of turn 15, and he's going to make the move coming out of turn 16. That was a brave move from VT10. I love this man. The moves he makes is absolutely unbelievable. Now he's going to have the slipstream coming down the back straight with a soft tyre advantage. He's going to be well clear, or will he actually? He's going to try and outbrake, maybe a tiny bit of contact there. Demo is not letting those hard tyres go to waste at the moment. Johnny Gajo is overtaking a couple of cars. There's a massive fight going on at the moment. VT10 and Demo Crash. Demo Crash sending it, and that's given, pardon me, VT10 the opportunity. Demo Crash has now got a 3-second time penalty. So if Demo Crash is to take the lead of the race and finish the checkers flag first, he's going to have to win by 3 seconds, unless Wabanoa can get through and overtake VT10, but which he cannot. And Arbon has just overtaken him to take P4. Arbon is currently on soft tyres. We're currently on the penultimate lap of the race. Demo has dropped significantly far back behind VT10 Ultra. Demo will currently drop down to about P6 at the moment with that time penalty. Johnny is currently getting attacked by the McLaren. McLaren doesn't have to do anything outrageous because they both have time penalties. He's currently sat in P2 theoretically, but he's not going to want to give this one up. He's going to be chasing the lead of VT10 Ultra. Kept very, very cleanly coming there. Coming down the back straight for the penultimate time. VT10 currently 1.3 seconds clear of Demo Crash. Arbon currently in theoretically second place. And to round off the podium would be Wabanoa at the moment. He's currently at P5, getting hunted down by Deranged Dragon, who also does have a penalty. Arbon is going to want to get past Demo, and quick as possible. DRS is going to be enabled this lap. So we're going to have 2 DRS straight on the final lap. Not here. No, we are not. But coming out of Sector 2 and coming out of Sector 1, we're going to have DRS straight, but will Arbon be close enough to VT10? VT10 has now bridged the gap to a mighty 1.9 seconds. In just under 2 laps, Johnny Gajo is still behind Arbon. Arbon is eager to get past Demo Crash. He doesn't have to push anything too hard. And second place is still pretty good, with Demo Crash going very wide there. And it's now a 2.4 second gap to VT10 Ultra. Yarbon hitting the wall. There's going to be a tiny bit front wing damage. Johnny Gage is going to have more speed than the McLaren. Not many fighting going on behind. Durant can see that. Durant Dragon go around the outside of Wabano going into turn 11. And he's got the move stuck on. No, he hasn't. Wabano fighting that one back. And he's kept the position on P5 even though. Oh, very nice fighting there between the two. I think VT10 had very clearly bridged the gap and very clearly showed that he wants to win this race. Arbor is still eager to get past Demo Crash, even though he'll finish above him with the time penalty. And I think he is going to get past him. He's deployed all of the DRS. Demo Crash has got nothing left. And Johnny Gage and Dalton chasing down Demo because both have 3-second time penalty. So whoever finishes ahead will finish. But for the first European champion, winner, not champion, maybe champion, you never know. Crossing the line, VT10 Ultra take a bow. Brilliant race from him. Durant Dragon with a 5-second penalty. Rounding off just behind him, Arbon with a brilliant fight. He got back to his position he started in qualified P2 and finished P2 very nice. Wabanoa, brilliant drive from both Wabanoa and Demo Crash. Johnny Gajo, a bit of a questionable drive from one incident that happened, and rounding off P5. A lot of drivers 18 laps on a hard tyre, but a brilliant drive from everybody. But if I had to give driver of the day to somebody, I think it has to be VT10 Ultra. He's absolutely shown his raw pace today. EA have given Durant Dragon driver of the day. Obviously he improved from P15 to where he is in the grid now, but VT10 Ultra get commentator driver of the day. Brilliant drive, especially from where he started. There he is on the podium with the British flag. Here we go, VT10 P4, and I know he dropped quite far back. He had to take a couple of pit stops, and I know we also got a couple of penalties as well. Paquinho did very well, P10 up into P6. Durain obviously didn't qualify, didn't participate in qualifying. P7, Grant in P8. Miguel, who didn't actually race, so his points will not be counted. So Federico in P9 in Aston Martin, so both Aston Martin get a point, and Ryan, who is reserving, so I think the points will go to ILG4, ILG4G, but yeah, brilliant drive from EU. A lot cleaner than the Asia tier, I can tell you that, but everyone drives absolutely magnificently. And that is the first race, Miami, EU Tier 1. I'll catch you tomorrow. If you want to come, 8:30, Tuesday, EU Tier 2, might be even more chaos than this. But I'll see you tomorrow if you want to hear my amazing voice. Thank you.